So then we have press policy, press plus policy issue 90.
Okay, so the Board of Education received this, I think, back in October at the COW for a first read. There were only a few suggestions submitted. Those were considered by the Policy Advisory Council, as well as myself. We also verified some things with the attorney. Those edits are included in your packet. We did not receive any additional questions on it. There were some comments submitted earlier in November in regards to how some of this stuff is being implemented. And if Kristen would want to just touch briefly on, I think it was the concussion protocol and the carbon monoxide monitors. Those are, we have those in our boiler areas. We have worked with the local fire department. We have those in suggested areas, but they do not have a requirement of where they are at. So that's why our policy is tweaked to the extent by law. Some of the food stuff does not apply to us because we are not on the state or national free and reduced lunch program, although that we provide free and reduced lunches. We do that through an arrangement with Quest, so we're not on some of the specific things that apply to policy 6:50. And Kristen, if you want to just touch briefly on the concussion protocol that we're working on.
Sure. So a committee which consists of myself, the assistant principals for athletics, Bill Fry, our athletic trainer, our nurse, and Beth Augustine, who coordinates our 504 plans, met on a few occasions to review our current practices and then the new requirements. And we have revised those to make sure that we're in compliance, and we're in the process now of creating some operational forms so that we would be ready to implement this new procedure moving forward. And then one additional step that is required is for all of us as a group to go through training, and so we plan to do that next semester in regards to that.
Well, the biggest determinant factor that usually is lacking when concussion tests have to be done is whether there was a baseline analysis done. So are we going to do a baseline analysis? Which of our students will get baseline analysis on an annual, or as freshmen, or as an annual basis? Do you know?
I don't recall that information off the top of my head, but I can get that for you because we did discuss that.
I mean, what they do is when they think somebody has a concussion, they give you a test now and they try to compare it to what they knew before. And I mean, Bill Fry is kind of an expert on it, so you don't need my advice, but I just would like to know if that's okay. Maybe Kevin could send it out to us, who's going to be subject to the baseline.
Yeah,
It'll be
I
all
can
the
get that
freshmen or
to
transfers.
You just more or less want to know does Bill do his baseline every year?
Yeah, who we have records on.
I know that Bill does, I talked to him before about it, he does baselines.
He does, well, we used to just do them on the contact sports, but then if a kid's like slips in the swimming pool and hits their head, you don't have the information on them, or they get hurt on a club sport or something like that, you know. So, just, if you wouldn't mind, Kristen, or
No, not
Kevin,
at
if you
all.
wouldn't
I will
mind
pass
at
that
least giving us
information
that
along to Kevin.
information.
Oh, she'll pass it along.
Okay.
Well, if they get hit in a club sport, they have to go see the doctor.
The nurse.
Well, no, in the club, they have to go see their own doctor and bring papers to the school, and then they're not released to participate in any activities until they're cleared by their doctor.
When you're saying club sport, are you
I meant
talking
to say-
about our clubs?
No, an
An
outside.
activity, I
I
didn't
think
say club.
I think Tim's referring more to like stuff that's RB
Oh.
sponsoring.
Yeah, like, you know,
So we have
open gym.
Oh, okay.
We have a return
I see.
to learn protocol that is also implemented for our nurse to
Right.
implement so that kids can return if they were hurt. And
And
that's in our-
accommodations made in the classroom if needed to help those students
Okay.
adjust
Right.
academically as well.
Remember, this is kind of similar to the SB 100 where a lot of stuff is changing on the fly with all the
Sure.
new legislation. So I know we just finished our recent concussion protocol plan. So we are on top of all the requirements that are coming in, but I'll follow up with, find out who Bill uses for baseline.
Thank you.
You want a motion?
Resolved that the Board of Education, Township High School District 208, Cook County, Illinois hereby approves IASB Press Plus Policy Issue 90 as presented in the December 8, 2015 Board Agenda Packet.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Cindy. Go ahead for the vote.
Mr. Ruska?
Yes.
Mr. Jepson?
Yes.
Dr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Cindy?
Yes.
Mr. Walsh?
Yes.
Mr. Gritchen?
Yes.
Mr. Welch?
Yes.